Hey guys, welcome to the first ever deep dives. I'm GainRangerHeffe. Tonight the project we are covering is KoiKoi from Tron. Just a quick preface, none of this is financial advice. Make sure you always do your own research. In crypto, you can lose a lot of money really fast. Come up with a plan, and if you need any education or you have any questions, feel free to join my Telegram, GainRanger's House, and ask me anything, and I will help you out. Now, from KoiKoi tonight, we have YL joining us, and also Kira. How are you both doing tonight?
Doing good.
Doing great, man. Appreciate you having us, Twin.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for joining on a Friday night. I know a lot of people might be out partying, but you know, we're out here in the trenches, as they say. So
Yeah, gotta be.
Yeah, that's what I'm made, you know, in the trenches. Let's get it.
That's right. All right, so KoiKoi on Tron. One of the things I wanted to ask you guys first is what brought each of you guys into KoiKoi? Because I know when I had made a post the other day, I saw the community rating hard, and that's what brought me into KoiKoi and made me see some light on it. So, YL, what got you into KoiKoi?
Man, honestly, you know, I was looking at the next wave of things, and I saw, you know, at the time Tron was just heating up. Sun Pump just had launched, and you know, I came across this Tron play, KoiKoi, man. The first pet fish on Tron. It just made sense, man. So luckily for me, you know, I had some people who, hey man, check this out, and that's how I found out about it. But ever since, man, it's been nothing but bullishness, and I love it, man. That's what got me into KoiKoi, man. Just searching around for the next play.
Yeah. Just like we were talking about, the trenches brought you here.
Exactly.
So yeah, Kira, what made you notice KoiKoi?
So the team behind it is what brought me to it. And we'll get into it based off some of your other questions. But you know, there's a strong team behind it that's known each other for a while. And Tron was the play, I think. You know, it was, if we want to get into Tron a little bit later, you know, I think the narrative, the team, and being on Tron is what really kind of brought me to it. So.
Yeah, I mean, Tron, they're definitely, you know, one of those layer ones that popped up this cycle, and just, you know, they were kind of just really speedballing there for a minute, similar to how Sol was earlier in this market. And what I've noticed in past markets is definitely a lot of those ones that pop up first are here to stay for this run. And you know, Tron and Sol and a couple other ones they're going to pop up real hard, I believe, personally, you know, coming soon here. And I do like Tron. I'm kind of new to Tron personally, but once I heard that it was coming up and I looked into it, I was like, okay, I need to start stacking Tron. I need to get into some of these plays, you know. And you know, one of my big things is always like, what do I look for in projects? I look for a good community, and I think especially with this cycle being huge on meme coins, like community tokens are the play. Like if you go in there on X or in Telegram and you see that community just raiding hard, I mean, that's usually a good indicator, you know, at least at first to pull you in. So
yeah.
You had mentioned the team, Kira. So tell me a little bit more about them.
Yeah. You know, we have a group of like-minded individuals. Like I said, we've known each other in the space for a while, and we're a very positive group of people who really want to see people succeed. And we were tired of getting rugged, tired of, you know, the old same old narrative, the old same old you know, mascots with dogs and cats. And we thought, we know how to do this, right? There's ways to do this, and there's ways to do it better. And you know, we thought we could apply a lot of our experience to kind of bringing this new narrative to fruition, and kind of right? We have a lot of interactions, a lot of positive desires for where we pursue this and how we want to grow this. And I think it was missing for us in the space. Positivity and the desire to like have everybody succeed. And I think that's again, that's why I got involved and why I wanted to help out, be part of the team. So
yeah, positivity is definitely part of it. So I know we had talked previously, and you had said that this had come out of Sun Pump, and
yeah.
I am not a big fan of like the Pump Fun or Sun Pump, but when you see a project that comes out of there and they're still sustaining like weeks down the road, that also speaks volumes. So when I think about it, like I was like, okay, I came into the Telegram of KoiKoi and I'm like, okay, Telegram's active, the X is active, those guys are raiding hard on there. And it came from Sun Pump, and it was, quite a while back, and the devs did not just sell all the tokens off like typical, right? So
yeah. Well, I want to comment on that. Oh, go ahead. I'm taking it.
I was just gonna, the dev wallet is still holding the tokens from launch, by the way. You know what I mean? So you think about like you said, normal things that rise off of Sun Pump or Pump Fun or even Ape Store, they have a bad connotation to it. It's so easy to make, it's so easy to rub, but at the same time, there's no security in launching on Ethereum with this contract and all this liquidity either, because we see projects that do that and they still end up rugging. So we wanted to show that, for one, the crypto space is not full of just thieves, Degens who just want to go around wrecking each other. So launching off of Sun Pump and actually just hanging around is kind of what we take pride in. We really cognizant of how we move in the space, and we think about the investors as they're coming in. We're always thinking about how can we protect this new holder who just got in here? How can we protect a lot of these people who are getting in here and wanting to make a bag? So we're really looking past the bad narratives on Sun Pump and just trying to do something different, man. And like you said, you see the vibes, you see we active, we've hidden certain goals, certain milestones, and yet we're still here. And you normally don't see that with Sun Pump tokens. So,
Yeah, most definitely.
And that's, Tron is one of the reasons why I think that, there's a lot of a lot of projects are territorial and on other chains. And the one thing I've noticed about Tron when we were doing our research is they're very positive. Like all the projects want to get together and see all of them succeed because they want Tron to succeed. So that was really refreshing. There's a lot of cross pollination and cross talking behind the scenes, and we're trying to, we're lifting each other up. So that I thought that was cool. Even so, it's even if it's a Sun Pump, because Sun Pump's new, right? Even the OGs tokens that were around, the memes that were around before Sun Pump, you would think that they would be a little bitter that all of a sudden you get all these tokens now taking some of their market share, and they're so eager to just educate people and try and like get them involved in just building Tron. So the whole thing to me has been really positive. So
yeah, good ecosystems like that are super important. Like when I think about Ethereum, I mean, Ethereum's like its own giant, right? Like that's, original like L1 under Bitcoin. And so on Ethereum, like when I see projects come out, sometimes they do partnerships, but it is like a dog eat dog world in Ethereum. Like none of those guys really help each other out. They're all just their own monsters or trying to be,
Yeah.
And I have noticed that on Tron that, a lot of these communities are definitely just helping each other out. I feel like, some of the soul communities were like that back in the day, but it just got so oversaturated. It's almost becoming like that Ethereum where it's dog eat dog. But
they all came from Ethereum. I mean, see we're talking about Ethereum and never would talk about Solana. All of a sudden, boom, they were all on Solana. So
yeah. I think everybody's just looking for that cheaper L1, right? Because no one likes paying, $10, to make a trade, or upwards from $10 once the the full bull market, is here. I remember paying like $100 a trade last cycle. So
Yeah.
but yeah, so let's kind of switch gears here. So let's go to tokenomics. So like since it came out of Sun Pump, like all those tokens, they all have like a set supply, right?
Yeah, it's 1 billion.
1 billion, okay. And then you meet the curve, and then it gets launched onto the DEX, and then from there, I've noticed it almost gives like two separate charts on the DEX. So I always try to look at both, to give me an idea of how fast it came off Sun Pump. But like with the tokenomics, obviously it's zero tax, right?
Correct.
Still not much to cover there. With the supply, like with the holders, would you say that the holders are pretty evenly dispersed? There's no like crazy whales, it seems like, right?
No, I think so. You'll see the top wallet that's the liquidity pool, right?
Yes.
So that first wallet is that's where the liquidity sits. And yeah, so when you bond around, what is it, 69K is where Sun Pump bonds, and then you get moved over to SunSwap, and they lock the liquidity, and it's essentially gone, right? We can't touch it, and then the contract is essentially renounced, right? So from there, I think that's 9% is liquidity right now. I haven't, I should have looked at it beforehand, but and then from there, I think the dev wallet's like 5%, and then everything else is pretty low, right? So we have a good amount of holders. We're at 700 and let's see if I look on, if I 774.
Yeah.
And the best way we found to look at the holder distribution is actually on Sun Pump. That'll give you the dev wallet, the creator wallet, and then kind of the distribution from there. We're still learning Tron scan and how to find some of the stuff. It's different than some of the other things.
Also, when you go to Tron scan as well, and you go to token holders, it has an asset breakdown at the tops. So there's two places you can check, Sun Pump and also on the actual scan. It gives you both, two of the same information in different views, pretty much.
Yeah. All right, so we got good holder distribution. So now does the dev have any tokens set aside for like trying to get on any CXs like MEXC or anything in the future? Is there any plans with that?
Obviously at the right time. What we found is sometimes CXs don't really do anything in this market.
I agree.
And selling tokens on a low market cap just screws everybody, right? And so we're not really there yet, and we think it's a waste of everyone's money, right? And we think it would hurt the chart if we tried to do it now. But yeah, there's definitely plans. That is a goal, just to get on the CEXs that make sense to the project. We're not trying to just look to get on everything right away, and because I don't think people realize how much it takes to actually get on a CEX.
I agree. I've been involved in projects where they'll get on MEXC, and the community's pushing for it or whatever it may be that makes them want to get on there, as quick as they can or whatever. But I've seen MEXC, just eat projects alive. And I've even been a part of a project where they listed on MEXC, and then they had the community vote to either stay listed or delist, and the community voted to delist because it was just ruining the project. So I definitely agree. It has to come at the right time.
That kind of shows you the mentality of this team and people behind the project, because launching on MEXC would definitely benefit those early, Sun Pump investors. But like you just said, it destroys projects. Where does that leave, the future of KoiKoi? Like, no one, we're not here for that. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, the exchanges, everybody wants them. But at the same time, what do you want more? Do you want a sustainability in your project? Do you want longevity in your project? Or do you want a pump and dump? There's plenty of pump and dumps. So it's like, have at it. But when you want stability and you want something that's going to sustain, that's what we kind of aim to do here. So just wanted to throw that out there.
Right. So with your guys' marketing, in the future, like we all know at some point there will be some kind of like bear market coming where things are going to kind of cool off and settle down. Does KoiKoi, now granted, I don't want you to give up any plans for the future, and things do develop over time. Sometimes things come up in development that you might not foresee, and you go different routes. But does KoiKoi have like anything on the plate as far as like how you will try to stay relevant during the bear market? I know that's a tough question, so feel free to take a second.
Yeah, you know, we definitely have plans. Or I think the main goal right now, right, is to build the solid foundation of, you know, we're slow cooking it, right? And so we want to build the solid foundation of community to the point where even in a bear market, you still have that camaraderie, you still have that community. So that is that's your main asset, right? That's your main marketing. All the other stuff that you can add to it, you know, I don't know if that's going to help keep the project sustainable in the long run if you don't have a good solid foundation and community. So that's where we're focusing right now. I mean, yeah, we have plans. You know, there's, like you said, the CEXs. There's some animated storylines we want to get out there, because what we haven't talked about is the narrative behind the koi fish, right? And there's a lot of really cool like lore and stuff that you can drive into more like, you know, anime comic stuff. That's a cool narrative that you can push. There's gaming. There's all these things we have on the roadmap, but you know, we don't necessarily want to go there yet because we want to build this solid floor and foundation so that when we get to either a bull or a bear market, we still are sustainable. So I don't know, Wael, if you want to add anything.
I mean, you know, one thing is for sure is that the wheels never stop churning with this, you know, community and with everyone who's involved. So as far as being sustainable in the bear market, you know, I think a lot of that comes into play with what Kira was saying. You know, if we are able to build that foundation, things will be able to be implemented that will actually be beneficial to a massive amount of people. You don't want to, you know, go crazy with spending money somewhere where 70 people, 100 people might utilize it, or you know what I'm saying, something like that. So everything has its time and its place, and I think, like Kira said, that foundation is 100% important. But there are obvious things that we can talk about. I don't want to like you said, throw stuff out there, because once you start saying stuff, and now it's the gospel. Now it's pretty much
right.
So, you know, some of the obvious things you can think about have definitely been talked about, and you know, they're there. But again, we want to make sure when we give those things to a community, it's actually given to a community that's going to utilize it and help it grow, and so on and so forth. So first, we got to get that foundation, that we can build from there. But it's definitely, marketing has definitely been on the topic. I see them in the chat.
Marketing, yeah, I saw that. So
I don't know where that came from, but that's our term for marketing.
Okay. I was just like, did one of us say it weird? And he's just like, marketing.
One of us said it weird at one point.
Okay.
Yeah, and ever since then we call it marketing. So
marketing, yeah. I mean, once it gets to the bear run, like when that happens, you know, obviously some people will exit. But like you both said, you know, as long as you have the community solid, even if people do exit, there's still going to be that ground level, right, holding it together. And you know, if you make it through the next bull run, usually it goes even higher. So that's just more incentive, you know, for people to hold. Now, in your guys' Telegram, do you guys have like any contests or you know, just any kind of like raffles or anything that you guys have?
We have one team member that's always promoting and giving away stuff on lives and just, you know, donating. We've done some meme competitions, and things like that. So yeah, we're trying to engage more people in that sense, either through giveaways or contests and whatnot. So we haven't really done the rate, the incentive behind rating yet, but that's always an avenue to look at as well. But we like the fun, we like the fun part of it. Like, let's joke around with some memes. Let's just do giveaways. Let's stuff like that. So
who doesn't like a good koi meme? I mean, come on, fucking hilarious.
Right. Standard marketing. Right.
Yeah, exactly.
So Kira, you had mentioned the KoiKoi fish earlier and like the narrative behind that. So I am not too familiar. Could either of you give me some insight on that?
Yeah. So the koi fish is actually really big in a lot of Asian communities, with symbolism and the lore behind it. Depending on the color of the koi, I learned that it depends on the color, but it, like a red koi means strength and perseverance. The gold koi means good wealth and fortune. And it's actually pretty lucky to have koi in your life, either like having a koi pond or koi fish. So, that's an awesome narrative to kind of incorporate, right? It means good fortune and strength and perseverance. And there is a legend about this koi fish that in ancient Chinese culture, that if a koi fish manages to swim up a really steep stream and going up this stream and facing all the hazards that come with it, if they manage to swim up this waterfall or this stream and jump over the top or with the dragon's gate, they actually turn into a dragon.
Nice.
And the original Tron symbol was a dragon, right? So is a dragon. So it might be a T-Bull now, but at some point there was a Tron dragon. So the narrative just couldn't fit better. And you're talking about charts, you're talking about the market and everything that's thrown at you, trying to swim up the charts. And the koi fish is just I think a beautiful narrative, a new meta in the space, and just it was already written in history. So
super
symbolic.
Yeah. The meta is so fire. It is so fire that it was like 38 days, we already had replicas of our project.
Yeah, why else? You guys said you were the first one, right?
The absolute first one, I think, period. Not just on Tron. I think, period. I have never seen a koi meta on any chain, but definitely on Tron, for 100% facts, we were the first. And then it was crazy to see how they started to come out the woodworks, and they throw, the word sun in front of it, because that's big. Sun cat, sun dog, sun this. There was a sun koi. There was just KoiKoi. They didn't even try it. It's just the exact same, copy and paste.
Right, yeah.
But that's just to show you the meta's real, and it's once you start an OG meta, I think that sticks. There will never be another Doge. You can kind of say Shiba, but that's it. Those metas, those emus, those dogs are the ones those are household names, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when you got that new OG meta, man, it's something that's gonna stick forever. So I think on Tron, I think Koi's gonna have his mark, throughout history. So I'm bullish to see that.
Yeah, no doubt. So I wanted to pull up the chart here for a minute, and we'll take a look at it if you guys don't mind.
Yeah. We're not.
So on mine, I usually, when I do my TA, usually I just like to do magnet lines. So I go off all-time highs, and usually you can see when it comes down, it'll hit, the previous all-time highs and then work up from there if it's a good project. So you can see you guys have already had 2 good run-ups, and the second one made a new slightly all-time high. So when we came back down, I got a couple of short-term magnets that I think will kind of be resistant points, but it seems like you guys have now went into a good accumulation phase. And I think, again, not financial advice, I like to see these accumulation phases go long as possible. And then the longer they go, it seems like the harder it pumps. So one thing I always am telling, investors when they start to feel discouraged from the sideways action, it's just like, dude, the longer it goes sideways, the harder it will pump. More people are accumulating, the distribution is getting more spread out. And once that liquidity percentage gets smaller and smaller, it's like, see ya. There's a certain point mathematically where it will just take off as long as people are, strong holders and you got a good community backing it. So, and I do, you were talking about the red and gold. I like how you incorporated the red and gold into a lot of the artwork. I remember on X, it was like a lot of the memes I was seeing, which were all super fire, were mostly red and gold. So now that you say that, it makes a lot of sense.
Definitely wanted to incorporate both aspects of it. It's good fortune and strength and perseverance. So, and koi fish are often multicolored. So,
Yeah. So bullish on koi. So if in the future, if you guys, are getting higher and higher floors, do you think that we will see you back on a live stream?
Of course.
Okay.
I don't see why not, man.
That's
You
awesome.
my twin now, dog. If I'd have known you existed, man, we could have been running with the twin narrative. Our names.
That's right. Yeah, the gain. I love it, dude. I love it. Yeah. So, I mean, when I came into your guys' group in TG, you guys were all super friendly. And when we were going to set this up, it was nice talking to you guys and getting to know you a little bit before we did this. And so one question I wanted to ask for the closing here, and I'll ask each of you and see what you have to say, and you can explain it after you give your answer. But if you had to say in 5 words, why KoiKoi, what would be those 5 words? Well, let's go with you, YL.
So for me, my 5 words would probably be, Tron, KoiKoi, Justin Sun. That's 2 words. And then bullish. And the reason being, we talked about Tron and how it's, it's getting that respect and people are starting to flock to it. But I think that's going to come back full circle and people are really going to start hitting on Tron. Tron's expanding with the NFTs and all these things. So they're really getting out there. They're, launching these programs for people to start talking about them. Like they're really kicking up the marketing. So I really see Tron making waves. But then again, we go back to the KoiKoi meta, the narrative. It all makes sense. Justin Sun has your back. The dude is refunding people's money who's accidentally sending it to the burn wallet. And bullish, man. Bullish is just fucking bullish. When you put all that together, it screams, get you a bag. Not financial advice. We have to say it, but hey.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, Kira, you have 5 words.
Yeah, we are changing the narrative. And I want to say it's not just the narrative of like, here's another animal or here's another, we're changing the narrative with our positivity, with where we want to take this. We're not a pump and dump. Even though we launched on Sun Pump, we want to change it to be a positive experience for everybody. And we just want to have fun. We want to bring the fun back into it, right? So we're changing the narrative, not just with the meta, but with everybody's experience. And so we hope you join us, not financial advice, but if you just join us in our TG just to hang out, come check us out and hang out and see what we're about. So
nice. That was good. I'm going to try to go for 5 myself here too. So I would say definitely Tron, like YL said. I'm going to say the marketing, because I got pulled in off X just from the marketing, from the community. 3rd, I'll say community, because it was so nice going in there and everybody was just super friendly. I've been in groups where I go in and try to ask questions and whatever, and people are pretty rude. 4th, I'll say definitely narrative. After you explain that to me, Kira, that's definitely, it's super cool, like the story behind the koi. And I liked the one about, going up the waterfall and becoming a dragon. That's super sweet. Yeah. And then I'd say 5th is probably the fact that you guys converted the word marketing to marketing.
Yes.
That's my favorite one too, but I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's all I got for this first deep dive. I'm glad you guys joined me. Everybody that is checking this out in the future and now, definitely go check out KoiKoi. I have all their links in the description of this video. Thank you, YL and Kira, for joining me.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And you know, hopefully we'll see you guys in the future.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. Thank you, man.
Come back in the TG anytime.
Yeah, man.
For sure.
I'm not gonna throw trash cans at you for asking questions. I mean, maybe, but it's your pillow trash can. Don't worry.
Right, no doubt. All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining me, and we will catch you on the next deep dives.
Awesome.
Peace.
Out.